Hey, wait, hey, there we go. See, I held the door open.
Thank you. Let me in first.
Of course, of course, of course. Hello and welcome to the Canucks with Guitars Holiday Special. You think, it's not that hard to remember, Ben. It's not that hard. And yet, perfect. There we are. Wow, we already have a bunch of people. I noticed the chat's just flying. So that's
Nice.
awesome. So yes, we are at Canucks with Guitars Holiday Special featuring myself, Ben, and Bent Tom himself, the one, the only, the Teal Wonder himself. Who do we have in the chat? Let's just see. It's just, like going back in, 2 hours ago.
Wow.
Hey, Ben and Bent Tom. That's from Zach Thong. We've got Mr. Fuji was in here an hour ago, said, I'll be watching. All right. I like
Mr. Fuji's all over the place. Awesome.
Sandra's here, wishing everybody, Randy Crooks is lurking because he's at work. So that's okay. Lurking while working. Perfect. We like that. JP Page 2, Kid Shred himself, Joe Hervey, happy Hanukkah. Let's see, who else we have? Thomas Santiago. Yo, Cushman NYC in the house. That's a terrible New York accent, but what do you expect? I'm Canadian.
What's up, Cushman?
I've never been there. I hear it's nice. Jay Steen in the house. Good to see you, Jay. Unbelievable. What? There was a glitch there. Honestly, I said his full name.
I heard it.
Let's see here. There's Michael Lepence? Michael's in the house. Some guy named Bent Tom. Oh, wait. No, he's got the seal of approval there. Okay, he's rocking.
I was going to say kick him out. I was going to ban him, but.
Awesome. Janice is here. Janice, hope you find a good deal on a cell phone. She needs to get a new cell phone. Big G's in the house.
What's up, Big G?
That chat just skipped ahead like I got dizzy. All right.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there's some menorahs. Like to see it. Mark Randall's here. Fruitcake Tony. We're going to circle back to Fruitcake Tony as soon as we're done the roll call.
Gotcha.
Thunder Falcon. Dan of New Jersey. Milk Tea. Eddie Van Haskell. Awesome. Stephen Douglas is here. Paul Lou. Adam D. New member, Gary Big G Tholander. Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Nice.
Let's see. We've got, there's Six String Brian. Oh, there's Thomas Santiago. All right. So there's Six String Brian, who gave away a pedal.
Very generous giveaway.
Dale Palmer, who's not allowed to trade in at House of Guitars. I had to say it because I'm like, hey, he's a Rochester boy.
Congrats, Dale. It's awesome.
Yes, that's awesome. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I'd ever see a boutique noise gate. But sure.
I know, right?
Sure. Keith H. I don't want to miss anybody. All right. I think I got everybody. I think. If not, please say hello again, if you don't mind. All right. So I was out picking up some supplies today, some rations, as you will, put into the stomach flare area.
Yeah.
And so they got a nice little grocery section over at the Shoppers Drug Mart, which is kind of like your drugstore, retail drugstore chain. They got a little grocery area they put in. So they got some decent deals. They don't gouge you like a convenience store, so it's nice. And I get to use my PC Optimum points thing, and collect those points. I never used to do that. My mom would always tell me, use the points thing on my phone. And I'm like, I'm not a coupon guy, but whatever. It's I just take her keys, type thing. Well, now I got one. Might as well, right?
You're living in the 21st century.
I am. I have a fob. There's young Mr. Alex Radford. So I'm down at the Shoppers Drug Mart. And I like going to this one guy. First of all, he's the only male clerk, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's just he's the only male clerk working at a drugstore that, it's a large makeup section. Come on, Shoppers Drug Mart. Canadians, and he's a musician. I found that out pretty easy when I started going in there last March, because it was one of the few places without lineups as soon as the pandemic happened. So I used to start going in there. Hey, there's Pops. Good to see Quentin.
What's up?
And so I'm in there, and he usually asks, how's channel doing? He goes, He goes, love the hat, love the show. I get the joke. And I was like, huh? I was like, oh yeah, the Show Me Your Pick. He goes, yeah. He goes, I watched that. He goes, I dig it. He goes, that's a great show. So just letting you know, Fruitcake, Belleville, Ontario, because, rocking the lid. We got one. We converted at least one, because I haven't seen Adam Finkel in here tonight. He might be two local boys. So
that's awesome.
No drug mart like cheap Walmart. Yeah, but Walmart lines to get in. I can dip in and dip out in like 3 minutes at the Shoppers Drug Mart.
Hey, Randall.
PC Rich 581 is here. Nice. So yeah, I wanted to shout that out.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I kept getting things coming up in my feed that Quentin was going live all kinds of times today when I was working. Kept coming up.
Nice. Well, he is a wild card, if nothing else. He's a wild card.
I didn't know if I was going to get like TV, video games, Emmett, or guitar. It's like, potpourri.
Could be an unboxing.
It could.
And it could be an unboxing of anything.
Or it could be like the classic waiting for the mail carrier.
Yes.
It's always a good one, too.
Arthur Gonzalez. What's cracking, yo? To Rite Aid. Maybe. And Walgreens? Yeah. But smaller, because everything's smaller in Canada. You guys take, like, what our big box stores are, your medium big. Like, the first time I went into a Myers, holy crap. I'm like, this is a warehouse. Like, you have 30 checkout aisles. We average 8, 12.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yes. So, holiday special. Yeah, that's right. We, the community, we I think I never did. I should ask Sean Hurwitz last night, by the way. Thanks again, Sean, for coming on. I think Hanukkah is, in fact, finished, because I'm pretty sure it's 8 days, and I've been reading about it for over a week. So I hedged my bets there. And then we're getting into the whole Christianity thing this weekend. I'm not sure what other religions do. Probably just enjoy the time off and the paid, because, hey, especially if you live in North America.
Yeah.
Hey, Lars Guitars.
Well, I know, like, the school I work at is probably 40 to 50% Indian kids, as in, from India, not Native American. And so a lot of them celebrate Diwali back in October, and then they're done. So they're like, but then they're like, oh, wait, no, we can get presents. No, we're celebrating this Christmas stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't y'all want us to assimilate and stuff?
Yeah.
We'll do Thanksgiving too. Big meal? Sure. Get together with the family? Yes. Zach, Trent Walmart, one way in, one way out. Yeah, I used to live, Zach, right over that hill north of there, just over that hill. I used to live. I can say that. I'm not there anymore.
I noticed you have your Christmas decorations up too. I didn't notice them before.
Yeah, and I brought the camera in more tonight, Now
I'm really
for that reason.
I like that.
Yes, actually. I
think I can see Cheech and Chong. Yeah.
I was just thinking, let's see, if I go into Messenger on here and I click the same StreamYard link that you clicked, I might be able to just, connect.
Oh, and then do it from your phone. Yeah, I think that should work.
All right, I got to go to Safari, apparently.
Joe said his mom growing up did both for him and his brother and his sister, the worst of both worlds.
I never used Safari. Well, so much for that idea, because I don't know where Safari is on my phone. Damn iPhone, whatever.
My mother's telling me.
Thank you, Six String Brian. I'm not sure how. I was all serious. Like, Six String Brian, because I want a decent camera just for that autofocus NAS. Like, you get way more definition as soon as you use a legit camera instead of a webcam.
Yeah, it doesn't flatten everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not trying to get everything in focus.
There we go.
Festivus. Yeah. Right? Festivus. So I figured, we'll put off next week's show can be the year in review show, which is another throwaway show. So I don't want to do too much of the holiday guide thing since I got a video coming out on that tomorrow. But what was I think, did we not do a hangout where somebody asked best and worst music Christmas gifts we've got received?
I don't know. I've never in my life received a music-oriented Christmas gift from no one.
Maybe it was a hangout I was watching. That could have been it. You know, they run together sometimes. So I did get a handful of something like, well, I've received some cool stuff. I don't think I've ever received any crap though, because with Dad being a musician, you know, he
knew.
Yeah.
Like what to get you, yeah.
Yeah, and he isn't subtle about it, because my mom would be like, well, what kind of guitar picks does he use? I'll find out. And he'll literally, so what kind of guitar picks are you into right now? You know, because it could change, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I will say that is a slight giveaway for tomorrow. I do mention, like, if you're shopping for someone and you want to buy guitar picks, if you really want to find out, just go look in the washer and or dryer. And if you find two that match, chances are that's a good go-to.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're going to get strings for someone, definitely ask. Because, you know, I imagine if you play 9s or 9.5s and they go buy you a set of, like, Stevie Ray Vaughan strings.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they were strings,
or the opposite.
right?
You need 12s, otherwise you snap them like nothing. Here's a set of 8s.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Floss my teeth with these?
I know. I dropped an 8-gauge string on the floor once. I had a hard time finding it. I'm like, come on, light. Catch it in the light. Catch it in the light.
I've been trying out some 9s at home recently. I think 9s are great for trying to work on stuff in practice, because you don't, especially if your hands aren't young, you don't use up all that stamina. But I sometimes find them on the low strings just to be way too light. Like a 42 just feels way too light sometimes. No, not for you.
That's what I started out on, and but I remember when I started out, like, there was only 3 gauges of strings available: 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Yep.
And most of them, they were listed like picks: light, medium, and heavy, or light, medium, and thick. You know, most music stores also offered the variety of flat wounds right alongside. So that's the kind of, you know, area I was in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember like switching off to 8s once in a while just to try them, and that's like 8s on a Les Paul.
Wow. Yeah.
So
I used 9s because that's all they had were like 9s and 10s that I could find around where I lived, and I used 9s for years. And then I must have been about 17 or 18, and a couple people I knew, guitar players, were just like, no, man, you're going to get better sound. And you know, like, it's more manly. You got to use 10s. So then from then on, I used 10s until I didn't start experimenting with 9s again until, like, you know.
11s have a tone. And I think that's one of the reasons I love Richie's Made in Mexico Telly, because he has 11s on, 11 through 48s. And you know, he convinced me to try them years ago when I was getting back into playing, and I was like, oh, it's not bad, but playing 3/4 sets tonight, you know, why am I working so hard? But for jamming, whatever, just noodling at home, yeah, the tone, it's on point. And it's all great till I go to do one of those full step bends on the G string. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, if you're playing rhythm, yeah, definitely, sure, you know.
Yeah.
But I always like the 10 to 52s. On like on a Les Paul on a longer, on a shorter scale, just because, you know, shorter scale.
I never really noticed that. It, like, for me, it's always just bending strings. That's how I can tell what gauge needs to be on a guitar.
Mine depends on the day too. Certain days I feel like I can just blow through 10s and my finger will be like torn up and I don't care, and it's just like I don't even really feel it. But
6-string Brian says he plays 11s through 50s. Well, that's because you played a bass forever in a day. So they, like, I could give you 13s and you're like, oh, these are light. No. Why are you working so hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy does a very common thing. Yeah, 9s on Fender scale, 10s on everything else. I see that a lot. Or for a while I was doing hybrid 9s on Gibson scale length.
I do like Guitar Did said too, the 9.5 to 44. I tried after Pete Thorne talked about that. I tried those and I like them.
Yeah, like I think I still have a set of those on that telly, and
I have to Yeah, I have to be completely honest with you though, Ben. If I was to pick up any of 4 guitars sitting right here, I
Well,
wouldn't know.
dang.
There you go.
Grumpy Mike. Dinner's going to be on the table in a minute, but wanted to say hi. Cheers. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cool painting.
Happy
too.
holidays, because, you know, to each their own. Oh, yeah, that's the other holiday we forgot to mention again. Winter solstice. So if you're a pagan, you want to go real old school religion, you're a pagan. And, the moon, it's going to be out there somewhere. Well, I don't know. Actually, it's so overcast. I felt like I was just driving with the daytime running lights on. And I'm like, nope, the headlights are on. I'm like,
wow.
Damn.
I'll tell you something scary. I have, my car was in an accident. So I had to, last year, I got a 2018 in 2019 because I didn't want to take the sticker shock, and I got a crazy good deal on it. But it has the new auto lights where you can set them to brights, and then a car comes at you and you can turn them off. Well, me and my son and a couple of my friends call those a-hole lights, because it's always a mom, and no offense to any moms, but it's a mom in a minivan or in an SUV around me, because they all have SUVs, that leaves their lights on, and then like you get blinded until you like are within 30 yards of them, and then finally they shut off. So I had it on that setting the other day. I realized I pulled out onto like a 40-mile-an-hour road with no lights on for about a quarter mile. And my son goes, "It's kind of dark." And I go, "Oh, damn." And I flip the lights on.
Hey,
but it was an auto light setting, screwed me up. Man, idiot move on my part.
In the house.
Hey, what's up, Sanger?
Ooh, Adam D. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, the 10 through 52 sets.
Those are the ones, Adam D. Yeah, I like those on a Les Paul style or that scale length. Yes, I'm on.
Eddie Van Haskell says 9s are fun to stick in the receptacle. Good to know. They hold the current just right. Joe C is here. See, I thought some people snuck in.
I think everything has its place, though. Like, you never see someone playing like Steve Vai with 13. Yeah. You don't see someone shredding Steve Vai with 13s. I mean, if you're going to play legato.
Knucklehead Zero, just popping in. It's always good to see you.
Or then you have like Nuno. He uses 9s, but it's literally, I've seen his guitar backstage once, and it's literally a 1/4 inch off the fretboard. No lie.
That is a totally valid reason for being late, Guitar Man 45. Had to play bedtime song for the grandkids so they could go to sleep.
Oh, yes. That's definitely.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
It's an awesome
Kid Shred says he likes the 11 through 56s for drop C. See, I used the 11 through 48s, and that was on a Les Paul. It was a little, but that was fine. I just didn't have to work. It just had to tame it over the fretboard. Yeah.
No, I'm not as 7/8 string genty. When you say drop C, is that like drop D but down a whole step?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? Because our singer didn't have a vocal range. He would tell you he had a vocal range. I'm like, bullshit. Because I also play, especially right at the end, because I'm like, I'm playing in another band backing vocals with a female singer, and I back up both y'all. He's like, so? I'm like, we're in drop C in this band. He goes, yeah. I'm like, not only am I in standard tuning, I'm capoing a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, we'd play in the key of B. Okay, that's great. When up to that F sharp. Ooh, nice.
Strain of the day, Ben?
Good question. I think that was from the Hodgepodge jar, because I was asked what strains I would like, and I said, it's all the same to me. I did nothing really stood out versus it was all quite pleasant. So I just got a Mason Burr. That
mostly sativas, or you have like a hybrid mixed?
No, I think it's all sativas. I don't know. And the guy, the gardener is missing from the chat tonight. So
yeah, I didn't see him. Yeah. Mine is jelly pie. So it's great. What is it? It's grape pie. Oh wait.
Hey, Roy Batty. Well, I actually, you know what? For the lack of mentality, I'm going to say it's probably that 24K. It can make me stupid. So yeah, there you go, folks. But it makes for an entertaining show on occasion.
Yeah. And Tony, he was asking about my back. I've been having back problems, and it's still killing me. But I'm just kind of, sucking it up.
Demonetized. Exactly. Unfucking believable.
Yeah, right.
And there we go. We'll just quote him just to make sure we get demonetized.
Joe's got Newport.
Smoking Newports. Nice. Exactly, Randy. I'm the same way. You just light it and it produces an effect.
I saw a really interesting
or what was the politically correct term we were using last night? I just light it and it produces certain lifestyle choices.
All I know is I light mine and it produces an effect. Randy Crooks.
Yep, exactly. Definitely. Hey, Blackjack Guitar Nut.
What's up, Blackjack?
What the hell am I wearing? What? The Argyle soccer thing? Or actually here, because that's what he was rubbing in the chat last night. Yes, he saw ZZ Top live and I didn't. That's for Doug. He's number one. He's my favorite cousin.
Number one.
Yeah. The funny part is, anytime, if any of I keep hearing, any of these musicians I keep having on the channel, well, if they play Toronto, I can meet you there, I bet you could. When do you like soccer? I don't follow any sports now, but I was a soccer fan for quite a few years. Gone to see the TFC, the Toronto FC of the MLS. I saw them in their inaugural season. Don't really remember much, but remember DC United sucks. Sorry, DC, if you're from the Washington, DC area. But
yeah, they weren't too hot.
Unbelievable. Saw ZZ Top on the Eliminator Tour. Nice. Randy Crook saw him twice, once at the Surf Ballroom. Nice. Yeah, I have not been able to see them live. Although Billy Gibbons may be I think he's doing a New Year's Eve all-star live stream concert thing.
Sounds fun.
Oh, and hi. Yeah, exactly, Doug. Yeah. That's right. Thunder Falcon. NHL in 23 days. A 56-game condensed schedule, from what I hear.
So how's that going to run? Do you know how the scheduling changes? Like, are they just cutting a certain percentage of games or what?
Again, I don't follow sports anymore, but because I'm Canadian, the NHL shoved down my throat regardless in my news feeds.
Oh, you're not a hockey fan?
I used to be. I got rid of all sports out of my life, except for NASCAR and auto racing stuff, because that's been a lifelong passion. Yeah, I got into sports in my teens, got out of them in my 40s.
I was never really into any sports, but I like watching hockey. And I used to watch soccer.
Nice.
No preseason, okay.
Well, didn't they just have the Stanley Cup like last month? So there's your preseason.
Yeah, right.
Not to mention, they used to use preseason to get into shape because guys would show up with like beer bellies and stuff. And that was the thing. You played yourself into shape. Now these guys show up just top notch right from out of the gate.
Yeah.
Ex-Leafs fan. Well, I can't say ex-Leafs fan. Like, if I'm going to root for a team, I'll still root for the Leafs. Yeah. He's a Penguins fan, so. Yeah. Exactly, Quentin. Pedal to the metal, turn left a lot.
It's about right, yeah.
Yep.
You have to be really good at making left turns.
PC Rich. I used to run mainly while being chased. Does that count? Oh, apparently tonight's bribe with the cat didn't work. Usually I have to bribe the cat with a few cat treats before going live to keep her quiet. Nope. Not tonight. That's what happened. See, the cat doesn't care for the kids, and the kids were here all day.
So does the cat just hide?
Yeah, pretty much. Cat spent a lot of time in here today.
Yeah.
Because, the girls aren't necessarily allowed in here unattended.
I think I've seen your cat like once.
I rarely see my cat.
Yeah.
My cat likes my dad. That's about it.
It was something off the air real quick, and you're like, oh, cat. Like, it was for like a half a second.
Funny you mention that. Tomorrow's video. For once, because I caught it at the beginning where I'm like, and I ended up editing it right into the beginning of the video. Like, so it's a 7-second, and then you'll see me restart again.
Nice.
So, I figured, yeah, we'll throw that in there. The cat's name is Pooter because the cat, as a kitten, would live on a computer tower or keyboard of a laptop. Loves it.
They look for any kind of source of warmth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uneffing believable. Still bugging LPD for a chorus.
Aren't we all? Chris Bevan. Michael Krause. I rarely see my cat. Sounds like a perfect cat. Yeah, pretty much. And of course, the cat only wants to go outside at night, but there's coyotes back there, so that's not an option because we've lost a lot of cats to coyotes over the years.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially when they start building the subdivision next to our old place. When you have 50 acres of wooded area, no problem. We had cats for decades. Then they start putting in a subdivision. Guess what? We start losing cats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Quentin wants to know if he should do a demo of his new air fryer, maybe some fish sticks.
Hey, look at that. Sandra is actually able to post links.
Nice. It works.
That's 2 people because apparently Terry fell asleep again this week on Monday night.
For some reason, YouTube still thinks blackjack, BLKJCK, is like a curse word of some sort. I don't know.
I know. I got to try to put that in as an approved word.
Yeah.
All right. See you, Grumpy Mike. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate that.
Mike.
3 indoor cats for Michael.
Does it think you're writing jackass or something? I don't know what it's trying to block. Or does it think it's like a racist thing?
Well, I was going to say, too, our cat doesn't go out a lot now since we moved here because she's blind in one eye. So she's always been a little skittish around people and stuff like that. Now that we have a highway right there, it's like we'll not go out around the front of the house, which is great, because that means she'll never get run over.
Right.
So now it's like, I'll go out, I'll hang out on the deck, or in the summertime loves under the deck because I'm lazy. I don't trim the grass too well, so it gets that nice 2-3 inch thick layer of tall grass to hide behind and grab every vermin it can find.
Now, do you get gifts brought to you like mice and stuff?
We've only 2 or 3 this year. There haven't been a lot around here, but I get it because I don't think chickens go everywhere, but there's chickens and some ducks 2 houses over because we're like a little group of like 3 to 4 houses. Then there's like a bit of a field, and then 3 or 4 houses because they've subdivided off over the years. Dang, Arthur, thank you very much, sir.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Cheers. I'm off the moonshine tonight. It was thick last night. It was burning. I'm like, damn, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been on Twitch, Joe. Great Vanzini in the house.
Twitch banned a lot of words.
You can boil strings. Can you air fry them too? Good question.
You could try.
Hey, and welcome back, Caribou Country Outdoors. I subscribe to them. I say them, family of 6, I do believe. Videos, live streams.
Cool.
I haven't had a chance to actually check it out yet. So I'll be honest. By the time I got off with Sean off air, I was a little lit. So I didn't watch much last night. I forget I don't remember.
Ben, do you know how to date an Epiphone from the early 90s, Les Paul Custom? I do not. Do you know, Ben? Chris Bevins asked.
Yes. I think. Well, there is the Epiphone database lookup online. It's the only database that's searchable serial number. But I think Epiphone serial numbers have been pretty consistent since day one. Like it's year manufacturer and then month after. Oh, excuse me. Let me go check because we have an older Epiphone here. Oh, how many guitars am I going to hit? Nope. Just like took out the mic stand though. That's brilliant.
Quentin, I have not seen the raccoon guy, but I have my son's jiu-jitsu instructor has a pet raccoon.
All right. what do we got here? Got a serial number that's barely legible is what we got. It used to be filled in, but it's been rubbed clear over the years. All right.
Quentin, there's your answer. Roy Batty said he boiled strings, but it didn't take the fret dents out.
Didn't think it would. Oh, Trogley would know, that's for sure. All right, come on. Just want my damn flashlight. Damn it. Like I said, I hate technology. So this has an I first, 980, which would be 1998. 0, oh, apparently some kind of crack in the finish. 11368. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was bright. So I think it was January of 98. Which makes sense because I think I looked up this online. It was billed as a 97, 98, 57 reissue, tribute, something. We noticed something else, the difference between modern Epiphones and the made in Koreas. I had Adam Finkel's over here the other day, right? And that was a standard Pro. We held it up, Tom. The body thickness. This one, the whole binding, that much wider.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not like that's narrow binding.
Right.
But it was like, because I was like, we were switching off. I was like, damn, this is way heavier.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why. And then we noticed, holy crap, this is way thicker.
Wow.
Yes, I did buy this from Rich, actually, Joe. Years ago. It was a gold top at the time. But rough. Tone bolts.
Arthur said he got a brand new Schecter Ultra 3. Was given a brand new.
Tone bolts just back me up. It'll either be an SI or an I, then the year, and then the month.
Congratulations, Caribou Country. Having a new baby coming February 8th.
Nice.
Kid number 5.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Vanzini loves your pick.
Exactly, Thunder Falcon. All right. True maple caps? What do you mean, Adam? Like not flame maple caps, but it was plain maple. It's quite thick. Oh, made in Japan Epiphone. Those are nice. Beast Rich says 5. Crap, I'm barely able to handle 1. I mean, hey, I can barely handle 0. So yeah, that's why I'm a part-time looker after her. Thank you, Great Vanzini. That was an Amazon pickguard. I had to do some finagling with it to make it fit. There was some blade work and file work, and
yeah,
I watched a few YouTube videos before starting it out.
One of my sisters has 5 kids. I'm good with 2.
Professional uncle, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Professional part-time uncle.
Yeah, I've got a lot of nieces and nephews.
Nice. Yeah.
Looker after. I like that one. It's perfect.
Awesome. Alex Radford's loving his new Jackson Kelly. Yes, I saw some photos of that. Thoughts on the Blue Voodoo 120 HS?
That's the crate half stack, right? The head.
That's where I know that name, Blue Voodoo. I was like, that's a name from the past.
Here's my thought, and this might be controversial to some people, but if it's a 100-watt head and it has, or 120-watt head and it has 6L6 tubes, unless it malfunctions and breaks, you can probably make it sound good. Now, does it sound as good as some Holy Grail Marshall? I don't know, maybe not. But like a lot of people have said before, I'll just reiterate the notion that there's one dude in the crowd that really cares that your guitar tone's amazing, and that's the guitar player standing up front. But everyone else doesn't care. But I've never played that. I've heard someone play through it, and it sounded great. You know, it sounded fine, but I've never played one myself. I don't know. Have you, Ben?
I've only had the displeasure of playing solid state crates.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan.
Yeah, no, I had solid state crates.
But Quentin loved his 50-watt voodoo, so I'd imagine, Quentin knows tone. So I would be curious to try it out. Yeah. Hey, Michael Easter, and also hello to Charles75N, and also hello to Brad Guitar Miller. Cousin Doug has a question. Could have texted me, but sure, be a dick. What is the best way? I suppose I could have just ignored it, but then he'd text me, say, you're ignoring my comments. So here we go. What is the best way to tell people that you don't want to have the person on your show that they are requesting besides no effing way, so F off? All right. Tell people that you don't want to have the person. All right. So is the person asking you directly, or is it like Tom saying, hey, you should have Bubbaloo on? And I'd be like, I don't want to have Bubbaloo on.
Ben's really honest. He would just say up front. I mean, he'd say it in private, but he would say it honestly.
But if you were asking me direct, if Bubbaloo's contacting me and says, hey, can I come on your channel? If I really don't want to have him on, I would probably say, like, what do you bring back to the table? Or, like, what do you bring to the table? Like, what? No, it is other idiots? Oh, well, then in that case, yeah, you say, why would I? Like, how would that benefit me in any way, shape, form, anytime, play? Like, they're the idiots, though. They're not going to understand. That's the problem when you're dealing with idiots, is idiots don't know they're idiots.
Well, what you can tell them to be kind of, a little more PC about it, you can just be like, I don't think your style of, like, the way you do things and the way, like, I work on this show or I work in my channel, I don't think it would blend well together. So maybe we should look for something else we can do together. And, that's not this.
There we go. Yes. Great Vanzini. The best thing might be to refer that person back to this stream. I'm guessing they won't subscribe, but that's okay. Maybe they will. Zach Thong says, where he is, it's a new subdivision. He's probably right in my old neighborhood, because that's where all the expansion is in Quinte West. It's going out west of Trenton. Well, you could do that too, Doug, because we know Doug skewered me enough times on, like you folks have seen it. I think we would all probably, that might bump up Doug's numbers too, right? Especially he lets us know in advance, so we can say this is going to be the roast show, folks. Even if you don't love the sport of cornhole or whatever, let's tune into this one for sure. If not, at least sub to Doug. He needs it. Actually, Doug's numbers are up. He just dropped that video last night, I think it was, during my show, and it was at 60 views in no time, which that's pretty good.
Hey, Mark Dillon.
Hippie and Mark Dillon.
Hippie's on the phone. That's me often lately with my back.
Oh, Michael Easter had a question.
Quentin has a video of him playing that voodoo live, I think.
Nice.
Or playing some amp live. Maybe it's the red voodoo.
Could be. Damn it. How about you?
He was asking guitar resolutions or gas goals for 2021.
The same as 2020, because I got next to no gear this year. Which
I don't have any. Good, sorry.
I'd like to have a baritone guitar. I'd like to have a 12-string electric. Of course, then I always want a Gibson ES-175, either in a tobacco burst or all black, 2 pickup, of course. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
I don't have any. I think I'm really fortunate. I have a lot of cool things, and it's enough toys. I think if anything, I need to get rid of stuff. It just, becomes overwhelming sometimes. But
yeah,
there's always cool stuff.
Link to Doug's channel in there if anyone could check that out at some point in time. That'd be cool. Sub him. You don't have to watch, but just give him a sub, because then he'll know it's from me. Speaking of stuff and gas, let's not wait till the end of the show. Thank our sponsors. That'd be LPD Pedals, Reno Fin Custom Guitars, Tesi Switch, FU Tone, Vibraprint, Flipside Music, 10 Solo Music, and Ardens Music. The reason I bring that up is if you're not on the LPD Pedals mailing list, I highly recommend it. Because Lawrence is going to be dropping a new pedal before the end of the year.
Ooh.
Limited edition, I do believe, a limited run pedal that's going to be in the email exclusive first. And if sales go like his sales usually go, you need to be on the mailing list to even get one, because it might not even make it to public release. I don't know what it is. Hey, sis. Thank you, Sandra. Yes, Canucks. Check us out there as well. We are on, Doug and I talked about this today, 8 p.m. this week. We're going to be the not ready for prime time as opposed to the lunchtime letdown edition. So that'll be cool because we generally get about 4 or 5 people watching live on that one. And one of them's even a NASCAR fan. Sometimes. But like Tom says, he just watches and he giggles because of the back and forths.
Oh, it's great.
And the stories.
Oh, yeah, the stories.
I'm thinking, the amount of people, like, I remember I used to work with this girl, Corey, and her, like, she'd hear some of the, and she, only you, Benjamin, only you. That's all I would ever, only you. Only
you guys never run out of stories either. You always have new stories. It's hilarious. Remember that one time? But the funny thing is, somehow, even through all the adventure and the substances, somehow between the two of you, you managed to piece the whole story together. And Doug's like, oh, yeah, that's right. And it'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right. You were 7 trailers up talking to this girl who was the MC of the whole race, or something like that. And he's like, I spent an hour and a half looking for you, Ben.
Good question. Mark Randall asked, got a favorite NASCAR driver? I think I did pick one recently. Damn it. And I forgot who it was because my guy that I rooted for the last few years, Clint Boyer, just retired. So, yeah, let me think.
What's up, Amanda? Who's Dorf?
I think actually I was going to root for Chase Briscoe, who I believe is taking over Clint's ride in the 14. I think. I should probably watch some past editions because I'm pretty sure I announced it. Definitely not Chase Elliott. Oh, he's not like our. Sorry, Mark. If you are a Chase fan, you might not want to subscribe. Well, it could be worse. You could be a Joey Logano fan. Tom's like, this sounds like Wednesdays.
So who is Dorf? Amanda said I look like Dorf. Or does she mean I look like a dork? Although she used the capital D, so.
Dorf, like Dorf on Golf?
I don't know who that is.
Tim Conway's character? Dorf was a character, I believe, originated on the Carol Burnett show. And he was very short because they would have him stand like, through a subfloor. So his feet were at his knees.
Oh, I'm not that little, but Dorf on Golf. There you go.
Tom's dating himself, folks. I feel really old all of a sudden.
I'm dating myself.
See, this is not very much holiday or guitar related, but sure, let's go with that. So I'm just going to keep drinking more wine.
Talked a little bit about guitar.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We thank the sponsors. And, we're going to thank some Patreons and the channel members. Speaking of which, we need some new emoji ideas. I think I can upload another emoji. So
any ideas?
I was thinking I'm going to go through, not many people use the Motorhead one, so I'm going to pull that one out. I'm going to put in an LPD logo in there because Lawrence doesn't have an emoji. And I think Lawrence should have an emoji.
What color will that one be?
We know what color it's going to be.
It's going to be my favorite emoji if that one comes up.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I could try, as long as it's square, I can do, I was thinking about doing some of the channel sponsors in there. If someone, I don't know if anybody would use them or not, but ideas. Cool. But we need some idea. Obvious, a dwarf emoji. You know what? We may have
do an LPD one like this. Oh, now it's taking the See if I put it forward, it messes it up. There we go.
Hey, Mr. Fuji's back. Awesome.
You can do one like that with the pink knobs.
Patreons too. Well, that's the thing though. I can't integrate Patreon into YouTube. Only the members have access to the emojis. That's why I think I did the super low for both. So if somebody wanted to do both, like, you know, $1 here or $1 there, or $2 here, $2 there, I don't know, something like that. Which I've seen some migration from one to the other. And I leave the membership up because it's convenient for people. It's all one-stop shopping. It's YouTube. It's not another website. But also Patreon takes a hell of a lot less of a cut. So, and there are a handful of crazy people that do both. Just saying. Oh, excuse me. Sandra's got to go. See ya, Sandra. Have a good night.
Sandra, have a good night.
We'll go a while longer, sure. Because it's only been 46 minutes, and that's way too short. I'm still waiting on my 87 Deluxe. Apparently left LA a couple of days ago, so whatever that means.
It went from Arizona to LA.
Went from Arizona to LA, and now I wait. You know,
Wow.
And then you hope it either arrives in Vancouver, BC, or Toronto, or Montreal. You
Right.
hope they didn't send it cross-country in the U.S., which they have occasion to do, and then send it north from there, which it just drives me nuts.
Wow.
It's like, no, just send it to Canada. We can take care of it from there, okay?
Yeah.
Because we can get anywhere in Canada, you know, in like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting on something, but it was supposed to be here the 14th, and it's now a week late. And it's
There
only
is
an
a
hour.
Dork Plays Guitar edition instead of golf.
I'll have to check that out.
Is there a Coombs family crest? I don't know.
March.
Beastie Rich. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, I have something that's like less than an hour from here. I'm waiting on, not for me, but a gift for someone, and they won't let me go pick it up. They just won't release it. I'm like,
Alex Radford asked, "Do you like the Kelly shape, Ben and Tom?" You know, it's an Explorer that's not an Explorer. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't mind it. Exactly. You know, it's right. You know, it's that carbon neutral. Like, I dig it. It's cool.
I have to see again. I don't remember it. I mean, I know what it looks like, but I gotta see.
Hit Metalworks has a both Explorer and a Kelly. Nice.
It's not something I would traditionally like, but with the way they went with the pointy kind of shark tooth headstock instead of something else, I think it looks good. I don't know if it's something I would personally
I'd hit you once a Kelly someday.
but it looks really nice. Definitely looks super nice.
I think we're getting some more emoji ideas coming in. Ben holding up a mountain of pedals like Statue of Atlas. I want a Gibson RD as well, Quentin. I've always dug those.
Do you like the Moderns?
No. The headstock is just weird, and they're not the most comfortable. Although I'm holding a Modern in my Facebook profile pic currently. I'm playing a Texas Toast Modern.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, a guitar I thought was always underrated that I like are the they only did for a short period of time, the Gibson L6S. It looks like someone, you know, designed a Les Paul while they were on acid.
Or overinflated it, like,
or smashed it down.
Yeah. It's kind of a little more Hagstrom-y.
Yeah.
Sweet, but you know, everything's just a little rounder, and yeah.
The first one I ever saw, they had one like an original, whatever it was, I guess the 70s or whatever, in this music store when I was a kid, and I just didn't have enough money. It was like $600 at the time to buy it. I didn't have that.
Ooh, Metalworks is his Explorer's a 76. It's a beast, huge neck. So that's probably the one they based Quentin's Epiphone on, because his has a huge neck. The Gibson Marauder, those were interesting.
Biggest neck I ever played, a buddy of mine for a while in high school had a 57 Les Paul, you know, 2 PAFs and gold top. Actually, it was all gold. But that neck, I mean, it was like, I don't even know how to explain the radio.
The dog was here. He wants a Gibson Firebird X. You can have it. Hey, there's Mayhem. Working late, lurking on the channel. Nice. One of the largest necks I've ever played was on brother James, JJ's House of Jams, his Telecaster. Because as you know, when you look down the neck of a Telecaster or a Strat, it does a little kick out to the back of the headstock.
Yep.
No, that was pretty much flush.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just... I was like, damn.
This Les Paul, because obviously those were all hand carved, but someone must have must have been a dude with big hands or like beefy necks to carve that one, because it literally took it looked like they took a square block of wood and just chopped the edges of it off and then kind of rounded it over. I mean, it was just massive.
Somebody reminded me, who was that? It's just what Cushman NYC wants an LP Junior. You know what? That faded white Les Paul Special I demoed this year. You know, it's just kind of like a whitewash finish.
Yeah.
Bare bones, but that thing just sang. And it's, as far as I know, it's still at Long McQuaid. Nobody's bought it. But I want that guitar bad. And it's really, you know, they're like $2,000 Canadian. So, you know, 1700 US, if that, you know, 1500 US. And I was like, damn, that's doable. And they do the payments, and I got to keep forgetting they do payments because it's doable. And then I end up with it. That one, though, I would like to get that one in the next year. So hopefully, you know, I'm hoping by this time next year, the channel will be at a point where I can do payments on something like that.
Cool. For sure. What's up, Dogpa?
What is the best, worst action you've played? The worst action would be any guitar that I played as a teenager while visiting a buddy's place who doesn't play, but whose dad used to play. And
he has an acoustic and they leave in the basement and the strings are rusted.
Usually it's a Saturn.
High off the neck.
Yeah, Saturn. Something, you know, and it's usually either a bolt-on neck.
Ben plays the song.
Yeah, either a set neck or either a bolt-on neck or a set neck with a bolt still through it, because it's already, you know, even at the factory they're like, this ain't gonna hold. Let's put a lag bolt through it or something.
Yeah, it's like a foot off the neck.
The best though. The best. I'm just trying to think the best playing guitar I ever played. You know, something that blew me away when I picked it up and played it. That was just like butter. Huh. That's a good question.
It's hard to say too, because your memory changes over time, so it would almost have to be something.
I remember I really fell in love with that 57 Telly this past, you know, a year and a half ago now. That one at Carter's had a V neck, and it was just, and it was played in.
I don't remember playing anything in a long time that was like that.
The best acoustic I ever played is my Martin. And that's not just because I played it the most, but I remember Dad telling me, like, before I even started playing, when he would have, because it doesn't have a truss rod in it, so, you know, if the action starts a low, you know, you could shave the bridge a bit. But he's like, yeah, you know, he says it got a new bridge in it, and had him shave the nut too. So they just shaved everything just per, you know, and it still plays as well as any electric. You know, factory setup of, say, a factory Fender setup, action's still just as low, if not lower.
Yeah. I mean, I equate with best playing for me personally as easiest to play usually. The easiest playing guitars that I have that I've played are the Sir and probably for like a Les Paul style. I don't know. It's about the same. My Nags or my Les Paul that I have, Les Paul Studio, because that Les Paul Studio, I probably have to say, just, and it wasn't originally the best playing one or is the best playing, but I played it the most. So I know the way it plays and I know how it feels.
That would be JJ's Les Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that thing, it has no fret height. It was basically a fretless wonder. So I was like, oh, best of both worlds. Nice. Joe Hervey says, best playing guitar, anyone I set up. Nice.
Amanda sent me the Dwarf on Golf.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Michael Easter. He's got a nylon string Yamaha, lower the nut, set up properly. It's like a Jackson now. I love it. Yep.
I don't know why
I've owned a few classical guitars over the years, but I don't think I've owned one since the mid 90s. They just used to be more commonplace. Like there's like 1 in 10 acoustics I go check out. Well, it'd be like 8 parlors or concert size, a dreadnought or 2, and a classical.
Yeah, I haven't owned one since like 97 or 96, I think. It's showing up, Roy. He said he can't tag. It's showing up just without the @ symbol in front. I saw that, Amanda. Thank you. I'm only a midget when I'm next to Ben. I'm 5'9", so yeah.
Well, it doesn't help with the camera. Like you actually have headroom above you, and I'm like cut off.
Yeah, I'm a dwarf next to Ben now.
There, I'll scooch down a bit.
I'll tell you though, I met Nuno. He's got to be 5'4". He claims he's 5'6" or 5'8". I met him, and he was I'm 5'9". He was a good 5 inches shorter than me.
I saw him.
Good 5 inches.
I saw him last year. Actually, I think I bumped into him.
So he could be 5'4" or 5'3".
In heels maybe, because that's right. I turned around. I was with Mike Bradley. We were checking out Nuno's new Telly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one of them too. Okay. And
cool, yeah.
So I turn around to leave, and I'm looking out ahead, like, where are we going to go next? And I take a step forward, and it's like, boom, shoulder check. Except I think he headbutted my bicep because he is so short. I completely looked over him. Like, he needs to start teasing his hair again or something. Like, at least then you're in my periphery.
Yeah.
I just looked right over. I'm like, and I just went, sorry, man. And he went, and I went, holy crap, that was Nuno. And meanwhile, I'm already like going the other way. And I'm like,
I was amazed. I mean, this was like 20-some years ago. I saw him with Extreme, and
Arthur says he's taller than him, and he's 5'7".
How big were his heels that day, Arthur? He wears heels a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and like Roy Batty was saying, Randy Rhoads was 5'7", 105. Again, probably in heels, because that guy playing a Les Paul looks like me playing a 335.
I know, it did look big.
Yeah, like I thought Les Pauls were a much bigger guitar.
I did too. Mark Randall wins. Joe Cetron is a Hobbit-sized individual. Good one, Mark.
And Arthur admits, okay, he did have boots on.
Yeah, he always wears some sort of boots.
Yeah, like Prince. Yeah.
Although his hands are freakishly big for his body size.
Right.
Mike Leaster wants to know how tall you are.
I'm 6 foot. At least last time I checked. I could be shorter now. I do slouch a lot. And had guitars on shoulders.
For many years, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, to the point where, like, I do sit, like, my spine is slightly curved. I'm lower on the shoulder from guitars. Like, sitting at, go to the doctors. They walk in, like, why are you leaning to one side? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, stand up. And they do. I play guitar, like, clearly. You know, you might want to switch to a lighter one. What do you play? Les Paul? Think Steinberger, you know. All right, well, I'll go out with Joe for a smoke. Right as we hit the 1 hour mark.
I've heard that, Roy. My dad said that as well. He said he used to be 6'1", now he shrank to 5'11". My dad seems like he's shrinking a little bit now.
It can happen. Spinal compression. Unbelievable. I used to be 5'11", then I played an SG double neck. Exactly.
Well, I lost like a quarter inch or half inch. I had a car accident where I took a head blow and a compression. I have a permanent compression in my spine. But
yeah, Greg Koch is an Amazon.
Gravity.
There's Gravity, sure. You know who's a big guy who doesn't look that big on... Well, he looks big on camera, but China Mike.
Oh, really? See,
he's got to be 6'2", 6'3".
Wow.
Like, yeah.
He only looks like he's like 5'10" on camera. And I've heard that about Robert Baker, too. Robert Baker looks thinner and shorter on camera, they said. They said he's like a big dude.
He does
like Robert Baker, they said with wide shoulders.
I'd say stockier.
Oh, really?
Sorry, it's Robert. You do look a little punchier in person. It could have been NAM, put on the NAM weight, last time I saw him.
On camera, he looks like really, thin, but not super tall.
Yeah. Whereas.
Wow. Michael Krause said he's 6'6", so he said Greg's at least 6'7". Wow. Yeah, Paul Gilbert's hands just look like they were.
Paul Gilbert's a freak of nature. He should play basketball, or probably did at one time.
Yeah.
Joe Hervey asked, what do you think about Ibanez's? I don't see many demos. And to be honest, I followed you for 3 years now. I don't hear much Ibanez talk from you. There's approximately 20 to 25 Ibanez demos on the channel. Out of the 100 guitar videos, probably 20% are Ibanez. Just saying. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Well, because when it comes to Ibanez, I don't own any currently. I've owned a few, but I've done 1 or 2, 3 hollow body Ibanez's. I remember doing a double cut. I did the Paul Gilbert micro. Didn't get a chance to do the RG when they had that in stock. We can thank Mayhem for some of those demos, apparently. Sure. Yeah, there's been a few. It all depends on what they got in stock over at Ardens. Yeah, just taller than Alex.
So Alex is like what, 5'11"?
Could be.
Because he doesn't appear that tall on camera either. I must appear like I'm 5'4" on camera.
Actually, yeah, it's funny. Like some people appear bigger on camera, and like Phil McKnight is a big guy too. Like, come to think of it, there's a lot of people that were taller than me, and in my day-to-day life, I'm the same height, if not the tallest person in the room.
Here's my question, because I've seen them on camera, but I didn't pay attention. I know exactly how tall RJ is in relation to me, but how tall is Steve from Boston?
About my height, I think.
Really?
I'm going to say that 5'10" to 6'1". Like, seems to me we look eye to eye pretty much.
He didn't seem that much taller when I saw him on camera with RJ, but it was at that Gear Street, so maybe one of them had big shoes and the other didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be RJ wearing the big shoes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But, yeah,
see, that's where I need Aaron in here, because Aaron would know, or anybody else that's hung out at NAMM with me.
Yeah. Oh, Alex said he slaps with a lot on camera. Well, it's funny. Like I always, a lot of times, just even off camera, I wear a lot of layers or big clothes just because I like comfortable stuff. And I remember I went to work one day and I was just wearing like a, slim fit dress shirt. And this woman was like, "Oh my God, you lose like 50 pounds like over the Christmas holiday or whatever that year." And I said, "No, I just normally wear a lot more clothes."
Okay. Steve's shorter than us. Okay. That's, he does have the legs of a 90-year-old. His words, not mine. TK is shorter.
I'm not too worried about not having height unless I can't reach something. Never held me back.
Hunter, Aguefish, he's short.
I'll tell you what, I've had more problems being left-handed and being like, no, we don't have golf clubs. No, this shooting range is not set up for left-handers. You got to go to the one on the end and wait 45 minutes. Yeah. That's what
because like whereas most right-handed people in per capita, much higher percentage of left-handed golfers in Canada because guys play hockey, shoot left predominantly. Whereas I shoot right. And I'm left-handed and I shoot right and I swing golf right and I bat right. John Mancuda is tall. Yes.
Yeah. That surprised me at first.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was trying to think, when did I really feel short and was standing there with Mancuda and Caleb? And I'm just like,
what are they both like, about 6'4"?
6'4". Yeah. You know, just when do I ever look up in a conversation? I don't.
Caleb looks tall, but that's because you see him next to Hal Sparks on stage and he's like twice his height.
Yeah. Yeah, Hal is not tall.
He got ripped though. That dude got super ripped.
Well, man, you know, he does the acting. You know, everybody works out, and
he put in the work though. Do you remember when he was on the I think it was Talk Soup, or he was on the other some other show? He was like a little pudgy, you know, but he's ripped now. I was surprised. I was impressed.
Six String Brian says he's only 5'10".
He looks about 6'3" on camera to me.
Yeah, but being 5'10", that's a New Brunswick 6'2".
He's like a pretty big guy too, built guy, so that looks different. You know, that's.
Yeah, but then again, remember when he started doing videos, he was like, "Yeah, I'm down like 50 pounds," and I'm like, "Where?" You know, like, where, dude? You look like maybe you lost 10, 15. Like,
I have a buddy like that. Yeah.
Like, I figured he probably had the legs of like, you know, like these huge legs, and you just never saw them, right?
That's how my brother had, he was in an auto accident and his leg was broken, almost the whole leg, the whole way down one of his legs. But prior to that, I mean, and he still does a lot of bike riding, but man, he had like those Quadzilla legs, like him and my sister-in-law, and they do all this, you know, tons of riding. And I'm like, wow. Like,
I used to cycle, 5 to 10 miles a day, 7 days a week.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I got a driver's license. That stopped.
Have you ever seen the meme? They call it frog body. It's a skipped arm day, and the guy's arms are like
right.
And then it looks fake. It looks artificial, but you know.
Hey, 9 Fathoms.
I think the guy was like a pro cyclist.
Hey, Fruitcake Tony's back.
No sports cars. There you go.
That's true.
I can't afford them anyway. So
I remember, even like at 6 feet tall, when I got my first car, which was my Camaro, Z28, I had to put the seat all the way back.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine.
Oh, love you too, Joe.
We all love Joe.
Oh, wow.
Merry Christmas to you, 9 Fathoms.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Uneffing Believable said he lost a lot of height after his car accident.
Ouch.
Fruitcake Tony's back.
Yeah. Try not to fit in a 911. That stock cars. That was my problem. Was hey, shake down my car for me. Every driver I worked with was like 5'6", 5'7", and for me to wedge in behind the seat, and I remember like driving like that because I'm right up on the wheel.
Were your knees like almost hitting the steering column?
My knees are behind the steering wheel. Sure, yeah. You know, it's like
straighten your leg a little bit when you turn.
Only using the clutch for first gear because I'm like, screw it. I'm shifting clutchless, you know, because I can't. I just can't. Hey, Rising Havoc, good to see you, man. Yeah, I remember that a few times. And the worst was a dirt late model. And okay, I'll go grab a die cast to prove, like, because the window opening.
Nice. if anyone lives near Ben and has a very small sports car, AK, a 911 or something like that, you got to go over and film a video. That would be amazing.
Okay, so standard window opening on a mid-70s mid-sized car for scale. You know those openings. They're pretty big, folks. They're by like 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet opening.
Dukes of Hazzard openings.
This is a dirt late model, folks. Same scale.
Wow.
There is no punch, and some guys will actually get in through the windshield if they're a bigger gentleman.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, you have to contort your body, like you literally have to think, how did I get in here? Because there's only one way in and out.
That's scary for accidents. That always freaks me out. I mean,
also why I don't like open wheel cars, because when you have to get in, you have to turn your hips to fit through the opening, turn your shoulders, and if you don't remember, you're trapped because the car. Yeah.
What do they do? Muscle memory to try and test it out of them, like like they would do in the military. They just do it over and over till it's flawless muscle memory.
Zach says, I was surprised to see how many left-handed guitars were at Ardens Music. Nice.
I'm amazed.
I thought about that. I was going to demo a left-handed guitar just to try.
I'm amazed, though. You and I have talked about this, Ben. I'm amazed, though, how many left-handed people play guitar right-handed. I was really amazed.
I would have played a lefty upside down to try to do it. Don't the roll bars get in the way? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you can't get in and out without a helmet on. There's not enough room to get in with your helmet, but you really want to wear your helmet because chances are you're going to smack your head on one of the bars, but you put roll bar padding on them, which is similar to the insulation you use on plumbing. Same idea. Pool noodles. You see kids play with the pool noodles? That's just roll bar padding. That's all that same diameter. That's roll bar padding. Every time I'm like, I wonder where they got that idea.
Mm-hmm. Just Tiburon GT, man. That's small.
I always like those.
Yeah, they're cool.
All right.
Call wing doors. I haven't heard that in a long time. Those were cool. The old little Mercedes coupe that had gull wing doors.
That's right. Unbelievable. Don't need height for cornhole or guitars. Doug will be happy. Doug's probably even watching at work, but probably not working too hard, I'm thinking. Speaking of which, just to be purely Canadian, Tom, do you remember what Doug does for a living, at least in the winter?
Yes. Am I supposed to say it or no?
Sure.
Zamboni driver.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Actually, I think it's called Ice Maker because Zamboni is like Skidoo. It's a trade name.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome.
But yeah.
That is so Canadian.
I know. And when you travel down south, they're like, what do you do for a living? Drive a Zamboni? Yeah, he does. What?
The next one will be like, this one I know is more like a meme and not reality, but like manage a maple factory. That would be one you would probably hear from an American.
Yeah. When I'm not out in the sugar bush tapping maple trees, I drive a Zamboni. Really? Yep.
I follow this.
Okay, Amanda gets the comment of the night. Like a Mentos commercial. Doug, the ice maker. All right, I got to take a photo of that in case he's not watching.
I follow this woman. She does like a cannabis-centric YouTube channel, and she's Canadian, and she was talking about going out and tapping, for maple syrup, and I like about lost it, and she was serious. She has them like all over her property. I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's pretty common. Like we used to, because we had 2 huge maple trees in front of our place. One of our neighbors used to come by. He'd be like, "Hey, can I tap your trees?" I'm like, "Go for it, dude." He's like, "Do you want any of the syrup?" I'm like, "No."
I love syrup. I love it. I'll put that on.
Yeah, I'm sure he will love that, sis.
I like putting maple syrup on bacon.
You would.
I used to make for dessert.
I don't raise huskies. Yeah, that's the other thing. We raise huskies.
My dad is really into Alaskan sled dog racing. Like he actually sponsors one of the Iditarod competitors every year.
Nice.
Because even if you win the whole damn thing, you about break even.
Yep.
But maple bacon, oh yeah. I'll tell you what I do. I eat turkey bacon because I don't eat pork, but I make pork bacon for my kids. But we swirl it up after it's cooked. Then you put like a dollop of cream or whipped cream on it, and then a little bit of chocolate syrup, and then you put a little bit of caramel, and then you just put a tiny bit of like sea salt. It's like a salted caramel with chocolate bacon.
Ooh, that's just a heart attack waiting to happen.
Bacon dessert, we call it. We'll do that once in a while. Maple bacon, that sounds really
I think
nice.
I've seen that show, Randy.
I haven't, but I've heard people talk about it. What's it about? Oh, older hippie woman. Okay. I'll have to check that out. I have Netflix. Now I have something to watch tonight. Thank you,
Nice.
Ryan. I just finished watching the last season of Better Call Saul. So I don't have cable, but I just I got it on. I just bought it, like just the one season.
I was thinking that exactly. Unbelievable. Cholesterol count just went up hearing that.
It's so good, though. Oh, it's like.
Anyone remember the movie Dumb and Dumber and Zamboni Ride?
Oh, I
remember
love
the Zamboni portion, but I do remember the movie.
After everything I've done for you, after everything I've done, you got to go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself. I love that movie. Did you hear that cackling in the other room?
Touche, Michael Krause. Says every year we go to Quebec and go dog sledding. There's a reason we Americans have these stereotypes about Canadians. Hey, like I said last night, literally 80% of our country is complete wilderness to this day.
I used to go to Quebec fishing 2 weeks every summer, and I loved it. It's amazing. Best fishing ever, too. Don't tell any more Americans that.
My sister claims she's never seen a dog sled. I've seen them. I've never seen one in use, but like I've been to houses that there's one usually sitting on the roof of a back shed or something like that. Red Rover, the effing game cat, hello and welcome. That's one thing. I've never seen a moose up close and personal, and I'm a little disappointed, but on the other hand, I'm quite okay with that.
Don't they weigh like 1,200 pounds? Like a big one?
I saw a video of one that came out of a tree line, right, and then starts walking down what I thought was a walking path because it was taking up a good 2/3 of the walking path.
Yeah.
It was a 2-lane road, Tom.
Wow.
Like I thought it looked like a bike path because it had the solid yellow line. Like we'll do that, like with bike paths, you'll still have a divide line. So I thought, it's a 2-lane bike path. Nope, that's a road.
Wow.
So it was, a good 4, 5, 6 feet wide.
It's amazing when you think of perspective. My sister was telling me she spent time living down in South America for a while when she was younger, and she said she went to the Amazon rainforest, like the heart of the rainforest. She went to the Galapagos Islands, and she said literally when they talk about butterflies with like a foot wingspan, tip to tip, they really have ones that big. And I'm like, wow, that's nutty. And what are the ones?
Havoc hunts elk where they live.
Nice. That's some good meat. Really
Never had elk. I'd like to though.
I think for me personally, that's the tastiest of game meat. I think.
So BC Rich says he's seen a moose and it was in upstate New York, not in Canada. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, like literally, I think if I drive 10, 15 minutes north, you're already into enough of a rural area to possibly see one. But I'd have to actually walk around in the woods. They're not coming out to the roads.
Yeah, no. Your sister wins with that comment. If a moose wants to win, he winning.
That's right. Yeah, that's like it's like certain certain parts of the states, like in Texas, wild boar, totally, because somebody released some 100 years ago, they're totally overpopulated. That's what happened with moose in Newfoundland.
Oh wow.
They released, it was like 4 moose. And now like you hear like a car wrecks, because it's a lot of winding roads, sort of like England, because it's very rocky coastal area. And so, you come around a blind corner and there's a moose wins.
Yeah. We just get deer and turkeys, but the turkeys will get big enough they can take off, but they can't quite get airborne, and they'll land and they'll smash your roof in, because they cross at the worst parts at main roads, and it's like a cannonball coming at you, or they'll go through the side of your pasture window.
There you go. Adult moose can be 6 feet at the shoulders and over. Yeah, 6, and that's the lower shoulders. Like,
I've seen video of moose.
I think that's a small estimate.
I saw just tore into the side of a building like it was nothing.
Exactly.
A car going in. Oh yeah, those 9 fathom, talking about the wild hogs. Yeah, those are crazy. I think it's wild. They have to hunt them from helicopters just to control the population. It's so bad.
Yep.
It's good though. It gives a lot of veterans, a lot of ex-snipers, gives them, good employment, because,
Sure. That's the truth. And you're going to see more of that. It's crazy, like we've seen in 2020, when cities lock down, and all of a sudden, like, how many times you hear, like, watching and listening to a lot of podcasts, like guys in LA, they're like, so I'm driving home and there's a coyote in the middle of the street.
They're gonna
and it's not like they're on the edge of town up in the hills or anything. It's like, nope, they're on Sunset.
Yeah. I watched a video yesterday, man. That would scare me. If I lived and I hiked trails out in California, I think I would make sure I was carrying a firearm with me if possible, or some sort of mace or something, because I watched a video of this guy and he literally is backing off and you can hear his breathing. He thinks he's going to get mauled to death. And finally, because he came across some cubs, mom got pissed off and she follows him for like a quarter mile and finally throws something, and she gets scared and runs off. But I was watching it like thinking, this guy's going to die, but I'm sure they wouldn't have the video up if he didn't make it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I watch a lot of outdoor videos and stuff, and I don't know anybody that leaves their camp without bear spray.
Yeah.
Right? Which really just looks like a fire extinguisher full of pepper spray.
Yeah.
That's really what bear spray is. So I'm just like, okay. Because that works for everything. Bears you can scare off pretty easy. Deer, definitely. Moose, even. The ones that you got to worry about really is wolves and wildcats.
Yeah.
Because you're not top of the food chain. Like, you're not with a bear, but bears are smart enough that they, unless you get between them and their cubs or something like that, chances are. But wolves
and the cats scare me the most, because both of those are like apex predators. Like, a wolf attacks you ass first because they know they can disable you immediately. They go right for your lower spine and they just take a chunk out of like right above your ass, and you're done.
And they get rid of the worst first.
Yeah, and you're done. You're incapacitated.
And chances are with wolves, from what I've heard too, a lot of times if you see one ahead of you, there's 4 behind you, because they do that as a decoy. They're smart enough, and they work in tandem. And I can barely coordinate with my friends to show up at a bar on time at the same time place. They coordinate because they have one thing in mind, and that's hunger. And and the
scary thing too, if you ever watch that movie, what was it called, The Gray? Like, they'll hunt you and stalk you for like days.
Sure.
I'm the prime opportunity when you fall asleep.
And wildcats, same way. As much devastation as the average house cat does to small birds and any kind of rodents and stuff like that. Well, just imagine if it's like everyone says, your house cat, your cat would kill you if it had the chance. If it was bigger, it would kill you.
I knew a guy that used to do crime scene cleanup, and let's just say you don't want to pass away if you live alone and have cats.
That's right.
Because they're just baby tigers is what they basically are.
Exactly. Well, there we are. I don't know what else to cover tonight, Tom. Jeez, we've covered just about a bit of this. That's a good show. Oh. That's what I like. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Potpourri.
Eastern Oregon. Nice. Canucks with wildlife. Exactly.
BC Rich talking about bison. I've seen some bison in Pennsylvania.
I've seen bison in person. They are It's like all head and shoulders.
And then I've seen them out in New Mexico too.
Marlon Perkins Wild Kingdom. Nice.
I like bison burgers. They're pretty good. I still think elk tastes the best though. Just like really clean, I guess is Canadian cats.
Yeah, we can figure something out. Yeah, let's I don't know. Preview for the year in review. We're going to be talking about the year in review. I don't know.
Some things that might have happened this year.
That's going to be a short show because, yep, not a lot, but we'll figure it out. Talk about adapting and this and that, and so there we are. Do you have anything to add, Tom? Because I clearly don't.
I think we hit all the high points.
And a few low points, and some of those points right in the middle.
Wildlife.
We hit all the points. So definitely want to thank Tom, the co-host of the most or with the most. I don't know. Sure. He's a good guy. You got to show off your shirt. You didn't show off your really Canadian shirt. Look at this, folks. This guy, Team Canada right there, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Kick saving a beauty.
And thank you, Ben.
Always a pleasure, dude. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Oh, Christ, we didn't thank the Patreons. Fruitcake Tony was calling out about the Patreons earlier. Jeez Louise, look at that. So, I want to thank the Patreons. Randy Crooks, Ben Tom, JP Page 2, Fruitcake Tony. Fruitcake Tony. I had the Brady Bunch theme in my head there for a second. Fruitcake Tony. His little sister Cindy. I don't know. Sure. No cover charge. Grumpy Mike Guitar. He's enjoying dinner. John, ZD351. Craig Tomlinson, who I want to say is from Denmark for some reason. And that's not just because his last name's Tomlinson. Blackjack Guitar Nut. Cousin Todd Flowers. Ivan Carter. Jose Benito Martinez Jr. Unfucking believable. Knucklehead 0. Charles 75, and Absolute Mayhem, Brad Miller, and Brian Landreth. I want to thank all the channel members as well. They stand out. Their names in a different color. Some have toques. Some have Canucks With Guitars logo because they're newer. We're going to add some more toques to that too. So maybe you can change the color toque you want to have next year. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Thanks everybody that tuned in, gave a thumbs up, donated. Always a help. Sure. I'd like to eat. I like to keep the lights on. That's fun. And got a video out tomorrow, a holiday guide to shopping, kind of. Sure.
Nice.
It's one of my videos, so, you get what you get.
It's going to be gold, I know it.
Yeah, it'll be gold. Yeah. And then we have a road trip video coming out on Wednesday. A lot of driving. Realized got to clean the windshield because mostly focused on the windshield.
Look at that.
Dang.
I knew we see you called it when you said put those purple shoes on so we're matching.
Yep. He knew.
He knew. Yep.
He knew.
Jarts.
Nice. You too, unfucking believable. Everyone have a great holiday out there. Thanks everybody for, that's watched, subscribed, returned. I really thank those who actually take the time to return. And as always, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Because some new people, karma is real. For those who don't know, Doug's wife's name is Karma. So if I say Doug's wife is real, I had explained that to Sean last night off air. He's like, what? I'm like, what? He's like, that's brilliant. I'm like, you got to be a long-time subscriber to know, I guess. Because I forget to mention that every 6 months. And yeah, just be good to each other. Do what you can do, whether it's in person or virtual. Stay safe. The powers that be, instead of locking us down at midnight on the 23rd, have decided to do it midnight Boxing Day to allow more family gatherings, which kind of defeats the purpose of locking down. But they don't want to be considered, you're anti-holiday. Whatever. See, if you're showing up in person, be safe. Hug those who you can hug. Enjoy the holidays. It's about friends and family. and sharing. Less commercialism, please, as far as I'm concerned. Other than that, we'll be back next week. I got Big G, Gary Tholander, coming on this coming Sunday. We're going to do a year in review on Monday. But then we're on to 2021. I don't know what's going to happen.
Immediately going to get rid of 2020.
Pokeroo is real. Damn straight. There we are. Where's the end button? That's what I got to find. So until next time, no, I said that. We'll just keep rambling.